everybody. Today we discuss sulfur containing amino acids, that is cysteine and cysteine. We had already discussed methionine. So these two are non-essential amino acids, sulfur containing amino acids, and they are important because they will help in the production of glutathione and PAPS, that is phosphoadenosine 5-phosphosulfate. Phosphoadenosine 5-phosphosulfate. So now coming to the metabolism of cysteine and cysteine, the essential point to remember is it is a non-essential amino acid, sulfur containing amino acid, helps in the synthesis of glutathione and PAPS. Two cysteine molecules join together to form cysteine. Two cysteine molecules join together to form cysteine, and our metabolism starts with cysteine. So it starts with cysteine, okay? It will start with cysteine. So this cysteine will form cysteine. It is an interconvertible reaction. This cysteine will form cysteine in the presence of enzyme cysteine reductase. So cysteine reductase will convert cysteine to cysteine, and what will be used is NAD plus NAD to form NADH plus H plus. This is a reversible reaction, cysteine to cysteine or cysteine to cysteine. The enzyme is cysteine reductase. This cysteine can take place in the formation of glutathione, or it can form cysteine. Now we have seen that cysteine has been formed. Now the metabolism will go ahead with cysteine. So cysteine can take part in three different reactions. One is through dehydratase, that will form pyruvate. Dehydratase that will form pyruvate with the release of ammonia. And the second one is in the presence of dioxygenase, and it will lead to the formation of cysteine sulfinate. Cysteine sulfinate. Oxygen is required. Dioxygenase. So cysteine sulfinate. The other one is in the presence of decarboxylase, that is there is a removal of carbon dioxide, decarboxylase, and it will form mercaptoethanolamine. Mercaptoethanolamine. This mercaptoethanolamine can go through various reactions, and it can lead to finally the formation of CoA if pantothenic acid is given to the reaction. Okay. So cysteine and cysteine are interconvertible. Cysteine and cysteine are interconvertible. This is a reversible reaction. Cysteine and cysteine are interconvertible. This is a reversible reaction in the presence of enzyme cysteine reductase. It utilizes NAD plus. Cysteine can go through three different fates. It can go through dehydratase to form pyruvate. It can go to form cysteine sulfinate in the presence of dioxygenase, or with the removal of carbon dioxide through decarboxylase, it can form mercaptoethanolamine. Now coming to this important part, that is a cysteine sulfinate. This cysteine sulfinate is now important because it has two different kinds of fates. It could either form cystic acid, or it could either form through various different reactions. The one which is an important molecule that is required, which is an active sulfate, that is PAPS. That is 3'-phosphoadenosine 5'-phosphosulfate. PAPS. In short, PAPS. So there are two important molecules in the biochemistry. One is SAM, that is S-adenosyl methionine. Other is PAPS, that is phosphoadenosine phosphosulfate. One will give methyl group, one will have sulfate. So one has active methyl, one has active sulfate. So these two important short forms you have to remember, SAM and PAPS. SAM comes from methionine metabolism, PAPS comes from cysteine metabolism. Okay. So this cysteine sulfate can go through two different fates, one to form cystic acid, the other will form PAPS. This cystic acid, it is formed by utilizing half oxygen. The cystic acid can go and combine with taurine to form taurocholic acid, or it can again form pyruvate. Okay, so this can combine with taurine to form taurocholate, or it can combine it can go through various reactions to form pyruvate. And this PAPS, that is, it is very important. It is important in detoxification. It is important in the formation of mucopolysaccharides. So it is important in the formation of it is important in detoxification. It is important in mucopolysaccharides. Now coming to this, it appears a small metabolism, that is cysteine. Cysteine forms cysteine. There is an enzyme, cysteine reductase. We have to remember this enzyme because if there is a defect in this enzyme, probably it has been told that if there is defect in cysteine reductase, or there is deficiency of cysteine reductase, it can lead to cystinosis. So this enzyme, if it is defective, that is cysteine reductase is defective, it could lead to the cystinosis because there is accumulation of cysteine. So it could lead to cystinosis. This is one defect, cystinosis. So the one defect is cystinosis, and it is due to the defect in cysteine reductase. It is a lysosomal defect. The second metabolism error is over here is called as cystinuria. So cystinuria is the defect in the carrier system in kidney tubules. So it is not the defect in any enzyme, but it is defect in the carrier system on the kidney tubules. So carrier system is defective, and because carrier system is defective, so there is defect in the reabsorption of 4 amino acids, and these 4 amino acids are, the shortcut to remember is COLA, that is cysteine, ornithine, lysine and arginine. So L is lysine, okay, cysteine, ornithine, lysine and arginine. To make it a bit more clear, remember that there is 2 defects in this sulfur containing amino acid, that is cysteine. One is cystinosis, that is a lysosomal defect, which is defective cysteine reductase. The second one is cystinuria, which is a defect in the carrier system of kidney tubules. There is defect in the reabsorption. So there defect in the 4 amino acids are not reabsorbed properly. That is cysteine, ornithine, lysine and arginine. It is lysine. Cysteine, ornithine, lysine and arginine. Okay, to make it more clear, we repeat it again. The 2 defects. One is cystinosis. That is accumulation of cysteine. Cystinosis. It may be due to defect in cysteine reductase. It may be due to defect in cysteine reductase. The cysteine will get accumulated in, it accumulates in reticular endothelial system. Cysteine will accumulate in reticular endothelial system and in the liver, kidney and bone marrow, and it may also lead to amino acidureas. So it accumulates, it may also lead to amino acidureas. This is one defect, amino acidureas. Okay, so cystinosis. This is one defect due to the deficiency of cysteine reductase, a lysosomal defect. The cysteine will accumulate in reticular endothelial system, also in liver, kidney, bone marrow and amino acid ureas. This is the first defect. The second defect is cystinuria. So the second defect is cystinuria, and it is not due to a defect in any enzyme. It is defect in the carrier system in renal tubules. So that is defect in reabsorption of 4 amino acids. They are cysteine, 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 ornithine, lysine, arginine. So it is the defect in 4 amino acids, and these 4 amino acids, the reabsorption of these 4 amino acids is defective. Okay, the lab test for this is, you need to detect the amino acid, you need to detect whether it is cystinuria. So the lab test is to not to cysteine, it is to cyanide nitroprusside test. Cyanide nitroprusside test. And as we know that the treatment would be restricted intake of cysteine, restriction of cysteine in diet. Restriction of cysteine in diet. And high intake of fluids. And fluid intake is to be increased. Okay. That's all for the sulfur containing amino acids cysteine and cysteine. Thank you.